What's going on YouTube? Today we have a 2003 Nissan Maxima, the GLE, and we are changing the front and the rear brakes. So first thing I want to do is get these nuts loose, and then you're gonna position your jack underneath the car. Be sure to have jack stands. Okay, now we are jacking it up. Now you have all the nuts loose. You remove the tire. Now you're gonna use a 14 millimeter to remove the upper and bottom caliper bolt. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Alright, so you can use a flathead screwdriver, insert it in here so you can push back the piston so the caliper can come off, so you can have access to the brake pads. Okay, you have two bolts back here. I think it's a 16 or 17 millimeter. Correct me if I'm wrong, because mine is it's a different type of number. One at the top, one at the bottom. And then this will be able to come out so you can have access to the rotors. Alright, so now you have to back it out. Make sure to clean this and grease this. Alright, make sure you guys clean all the rust off, thoroughly clean these, and everything that I have metal contact. Make sure to grease them. We got these right here. Got these bad boys. Bad boys. Make sure you to grease this up. These pins. Alright, make sure they move freely back and forth, up and down. Alright, make sure you change these with new ones. And grease any point of contact on these. So out with the old rotors. We got the new one, please. Alright, make sure you spray this. Alright, make sure to wipe it down good. Make sure it's nice and clean. Alright, now we're going to put the rotor in. And use some nuts to hold in the rotors so it can be straight. So when you install the bracket and the brake pads, it'll be smoother. Now we're putting everything back. Put the rotors in, the bracket, the bolts. One on the bottom, one on the top. Alright, so everything is bolted down. Use an old brake pad with a compressor, caliper compressor. Pull back the piston so you can have room. Put it in. Alright, so now put your bolts top and the bottom, line them up. Alright, now with everything torqued down, new rotors, new brake pads, everything torqued down, you're gonna take the tire, back and put your nuts. All right, now we're putting back the tire. So now we got. All right, so now we did this side. We're gonna go and do the other side. All right, we're loosening the bolts on this side. All right, got the tire out. Put it underneath the car, and make sure you have jack stands underneath. On the other side. Top and bottom bolts loose using a hammer for more force. 14mm. Alright, got the piston out, set to the side. Remove the bracket bolts. So you got 16 or 17mm. Alright, so we got the upper and bottom bracket bolt. 16 or 17mm. Take it out. Right now, everything is removed. Make sure you pull these out and grease them. Do it for both of them, like we did for the other tire. All right, new rotor in. Okay, put the bracket, tighten in the bolt. All right, putting in the brake pad. So using an old brake pad within a piston compressor, push it in. Alright, putting the calipers in. Alright, we got the tire back on and putting on the nuts. Alright, so we're moving on to the rear brakes. First thing you're going to want to do is loosen your nuts so you can remove the tire. Alright, so now with the tire removed, you have access to the rotors and brakes. Alright, with a 14mm, you remove these bolts behind the caliper. Alright, so now you're gonna remove the bracket bolts. There's one on the top, one on the bottom. So with a hammer, we have removed the old rotor. Now we're putting the new one. Okay, give it some good hammer, good smack, because my car is rusty. All right, now we got the new rotor in. All right, so make sure you use some brake cleaner to clean the bracket. Old rotor, got the new rotor. Make sure to grease everything, all the pins. Any point where there will be metal contact. Out with the old rotor and with the new rotor. Make sure you use brake cleaner to clean it. In with the new rotor. Right, putting back the brackets and putting back the bolts that hold the bracket. Then after that, we're gonna put the pads and then the calipers and then compress the piston. Alright, with the cube piston compressor tool, there's a 3/8. I'm gonna compress and piston in. Make sure you have this tool. Alright, in the finished result, new rotors, new brake pads. Okay, this car is mad rusty. We torqued down everything. And we're about to put the tire back. Alright, putting back the nuts on the tire. So the tools we used that are here, bro.